All right. So this is a preview of what the tool is currently looking like. I want to highlight at the top here that this is not the actual final form. There will still be minor modifications to this application before it is officially released next week, perhaps somewhat based on the feedback that we received here today. So right off the bat, I want to mention that the tracts that we're visualizing here represent a random selection and do not reflect the finalized list of both eligible and recommended tracts that you will be given access to next week. So when you first access this application, you're going to be presented with an interface about like this here, with four major features for you to explore. First is going to be this instruction pane on the side that tells you exactly what you can do with this application and how to do it. There's a legend down below highlighting some of the different colors and symbols that you will see within the map. Right now, there's two different shades of blue reflecting eligible opportunity zones and also those that we've put forth as recommended opportunity zones. At the top of the other side, you'll see a filter option here. So if you're interested only in a very specific county, or in specifically recommended or eligible features, this is a simple way that you can apply that over top of the map. And then finally, down below here is the form itself. So this is the tool that's going to be used in order for you to submit the individual comments that you would like to leave for us to review. So I'm just going to go through and describe some of the individual steps here that you might take when you're actually trying to submit a comment. So the first thing that we need to do is find our census tract that we're interested in. There's a bunch of different ways that we can go about this. So we'll start with probably the most simple here. There's a little magnifying glass at the top of the page here if you want to be able to search by an individual address or a city name. For this case, we're just going to look for Sacramento. And this automatically zooms us to the area where we can view what tracts are available to us. Alternatively, we can use this filter pane here. Same as before. We can select Sacramento County, and automatically our map changes to reflect only those that exist within the county. So here you can also see in this small tooltip that there's currently 106 tracts visible that meet that intersection. Alternatively, you can specify, I only want to look at eligible features, or I just want to look at those that are recommended, and your map will adjust accordingly. Another option you have is to use the list of tracts feature at the top of the pane here. When we select this, a dynamic list will be produced of all tracts respective to the filters that you've previously applied. This allows you to go through and select individual tracts that meet your specifications, or allows you to search by specific tract IDs, as well as different city intersections. So, for example, if I start entering series numbers reflecting that tract ID, it will automatically filter our results, reflect things that meet that criteria. The next step we'll have to take is to select the specific tract that we want to leave a comment for. There's two big ways that this can happen. One, using the list of tracts to the side, we can click on the individual record. Our map will zoom to that location. You'll see it highlighted in blue here, and some information will automatically be passed to the survey here for you to leave your comment. Alternatively, if you're happier just exploring by hand, you can just select individually on the map as well. When you click on features through the map, you'll be presented with a pop-up window here, which allows you to explore some additional demographic information about those specific features. Jumping over to the form, the last thing we really need to do is to complete the specific comment that we would like to see recorded. We see that we already have that tract ID being passed into our survey, and the survey clarifies that you have selected a feature that is recommended. We start by filling out our contact details here, and this lets us know exactly who you are, who you represent, and can also help us track the number of different submissions that are being made that have your jurisdiction. This contact information is all content that gets cached to your browser. So if you're submitting many comments over a single session, you will not have to refill this information each time. Then we have the actual leave comment pane here. There's two different options that you're presented with at first, including a support option and an oppose option. For this case, we'll say we support. We then have the opportunity to explain ourselves. In this case, I just want to declare that I support this inclusion. And then there's also an opportunity to upload documents to support this. This is a great place to leave letters of support. Once you're content with your submission, you can click the submit button right down below here. And you'll receive a confirmation message. It says, thank you. When you submit a new record, it will automatically return an email, confirmation email on your side. So that way you can keep record of those features that you've already supplied comments about. In order to make another selection here, all you need to do is click on a new tract or select a new feature from the list of tracts to the side here. So we'll do that. Let's say we want to leave a comment on this tract now. The form automatically resets to reflect the census tract ID of this region. You can see our contact details are still filled out, so we don't need to re-enter them. And our comment section has reset itself. In this case, we'll say, I want to oppose this particular tract. You're then prompted to identify if there's an alternate tract that you would like to see represented in this use case. So in this case, we'll say yes. And then you're presented with a drop-down list of eligible tracts that would be suitable replacements within the same county. So this is a filtered list on its own. So this tract. Then, as with others, we're prompted to submit a particular reason why we oppose this tract, and also gives us an opportunity to support the alternative tract as well, which we can then go through and submit. The last thing I'd like to highlight while I have you all here is that we are not just restricting submissions to those features that are recommended. We can also submit responses for eligible tracts as well. When looking at eligible features in light blue, you'll notice that our messages change at the top of the survey. They identify that you are currently selecting an eligible feature, but that we do ultimately want to give priority to leaving comments on those features that are recommended. And the survey form is exactly the same as you would see for the recommended features. Yeah, so that is how this tract submission form is looking currently. I'd like to pass it back to Walter and possibly open it up for questions. That's what's next.
Thanks, Van.